Look at my baby girl.
Well, good morning, y'all. I'm not adjusted right or nothing here. Give me a second. I was cleaning up my place and then turned on my computer and the stupid thing wants to update. I hate that, but what are you gonna do? That's not where I want that. Boy, it just always wants to be so dark.
Ah, big old mouth. A big old mouth of yours.
Well, anyways, let's go back and see who all's in here. I don't like that camera angle. Anyways, good morning, everybody. I'm Dave, as you know. Welcome to Double Hook. I'm going to get this straightened out in just a second. Let me try to figure this all out. Okay. I'm going to get the chat here closer where I can see it better and keep up with it, maybe. Just don't like where that's setting. There, maybe that's a little better. I just want to get it to where you guys can see them. People keep saying they can't see the jigs very well, but let's go through and say hi to everybody. Okay, we got Pond Hopper TV. Rex, how you doing? Catfish Viking. Emily, happy late birthday. I did say happy birthday on your day. I don't know if you've seen it in when I was in that chat or not. Chad, Keith, Joe Buck 66, KY, Annie Fan, Brandon, Split Shot. You just about spilt my coffee all over my lap. Get in. Crazy Dog. Get it out so you go away. Oh, I feel like I just got molested. She's like, I don't know. She'll leave me alone while I'm tying jigs, no problem. But when I start talking to you guys, she don't want. I mean, she just wants to loving. She wants to see what's going on. She wants to get involved. So she's a good dog, and let's try to get this to where you can. I want to make this a lot better. What can I do to prop that up there where I like it? I don't know. I'm having a senior moment, even though I'm not a senior. I feel like it. I ain't even close. I'm young. Last night, I realized how old Mark from Catfish and Crappie was because he said it, and then uh, Lyle said he was way older than that. He ain't been in his 50s for a minute. I just thought that was kind of. We all getting old. That's the whole deal. I'm gonna try to get this wire out of my way there. Maybe not. There you go. That's too much glare. Why can't I get this adjusted today, guys? There's just a big glare right here. I'm sure y'all can see it. It's from that light up above. But I don't think I can get rid of it. Here, hold on. I'm gonna clean that lens off a little bit. I greatly apologize, guys. I'm pushing all kinds of things here. I don't know what I just did. Robin, how you doing? John Boy, welcome in. This is a day that I am having technical difficulties, and I do not like it. I'm okay. I know what I'm gonna do. A prop for the camera. Hey, look, no glare, except for in my eyeballs. Fish and Fever, how you doing? Yeah, I'm only 49, guys. I turned 50 this year. I'm young. I feel old though sometimes, but I'm young. I'm actually pretty young. I know some of you guys on here are in your 60s and even 70s, and maybe even a few older than that once in a while, but what did you do? Go back and watch old videos? It's strange. Oh, Viking with no beard. Okay. I thought you was talking about me for a minute, but then I seen it. My camera's kind of blocking chat, and then it popped up. Doing good. I haven't.
It's shocking. 7 out of 10 Americans miss out on their full Social Security benefits, and the average couple leaves up to $120,000 unclaimed.
Some things working and others not. 45 but feel like 90. Brandon, John Boy. Okay, I gotta get back in chat down here so I'm not struggling to see that so much.
What color are we tying today?
What colors are we tying today? Okay, well, anyways, yeah, let's get into that. Now that we've done messed up the first 7 minutes of the stream trying to get all this stuff, I think that will be a good position for you guys to see. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so this is what I've been working on. I'm doing three. I got 3 that are going to be identical, and I've started working on these boxes. These boxes are what I'm going to start selling my stuff in, and this is what I got for a start. That's all the peek you get. I don't mean to be that way, but that's all the peek you get. You'll get to see some of them today because we're going to tie some today. But what I was thinking of today is doing some. I gotta find them now. Make my trash can. I cleaned up my mess, but only part way. I gotta get to my jig box. Find the right one I want. Okay. That's the big one. I got all my jig heads in these boxes and all painted up and stuff and ready to go. But today it's gonna be boring. But we're gonna do some orange. I got the I don't remember what we did the marigold last time with the disco gold heads and the Tiger Fire chenille. I was having a moment there for a minute. Okay, but Emily is the youngest in her family. Well, I'm the middle child, and my youngest brother, my baby brother, passed away when he was 26, I believe, or 27. I can't even remember now. It's been 20 some years. or been, yeah, 20 plus years. But anyways, my little brother passed away when he was in his mid 20s. He was working on a car in 106-degree heat and started to get hot, and then something happened where his artery split out and he just had a heart attack and died. So it is what it is. It's been a long time. I miss him. He was the brother that I was raised with. My older brother, my mom and dad got divorced when we was young, and they separated. We didn't see him from when I was 6 until like 18, 17, something like that. But my baby brother I was raised with until I was 14, and then we moved to Kansas, and he moved with his dad. He's my half brother. Same mama. All three of us boys had the same mama. Me and my older brother had the same dad. But yeah, thinking about it, I do miss him. I'll miss him a lot. Okay. Well, I got some, find it again. Okay. I got some of this color here. You see that? It's orange, but it's got red in it. And then I was going to do white tails. So I got a bunch of, and I'm going to do marabou again. Something simple. I keep wanting to look up at the screen instead of my phone, guys.
So that's to be determined. Her is clearly smart. He went to Harvard for undergrad, Stanford for law school.
Any Finn said his work is not going well for him today. Okay, and then I need to change thread. But yeah, it took me like an hour to clean up my mess. Uh-oh. Do I got any white left? I'm out of white thread, really? I think I'm out of white thread. I sure am. Well, oh, nope, there it is. I found it. I am almost out, though. Only got one spool left. I found it. I already had it out and forgot I had it out. Morning, James Bailey. If I missed any of you guys, I'm sorry, but you know how it goes. Trying jigs. Man, get that started. All right. Okay, now we can get started. Let's see how this turns out now. You can see it good, I'm sure. I don't know. Yeah, these ones are, I believe, right. 1/16 head on a 1/0 hook. I had to think. These are a big hook, but these jigs are going to be like that long, so they're fairly long. And these are ones I am putting in my box that I'm going to have for sale on www.doublehookangling.com. But okay, now that you guys I've teased you enough. This is what one of my boxes. See, there'll be another 3 jigs right here. There'll be another whole row here, and then those 2 rows will be finished out. So, and I'm going to have 3 of them the same. And if they do well and I sell them, then we will, I'll just keep that, that set of jigs going. And if, somebody wants something different, they can change it out. And I mean, all you need to do to order jigs is head color, body color, tail color, size of jig head, and size of hook. So 5 things, and it'll tell me what you are after. And you can just email me, doublehookangling@gmail, and we can work something out. Okay. Naomi, can you turn that TV down just one more notch? I don't know if you can hear it on there, guys, or not. Well, I just snapped that off. I broke off on my first jig. Is that a sign of bad luck? And since I did break off, I don't normally epoxy or glue, but when I break off like that, these are going to be in the boxes for sale, so I want to fix them right. There you go. That one's fixed. But see, focus for me, camera. There you go. Nice big tail on that jig. Be good for springtime. Okay. Well, thank you, Henny Finn. And then let's see, what did Robin C said? You can hear it, but not make out what it's saying or what's being said. No, I think Friday the 13th is lucky for me. Fishing for whiskers. Yeah, sometimes people expect for things to go bad on Friday the 13th, but they usually go good for me. But this morning has been kind of a what is going on moment for sure. So, but now I forgot where I gauged that other jig at. So I'm going to gauge that other jig on this part right here, the back side of that's where the square meets the round. And then that way I'll get all the lengths the same. See, just like right there, like that. But it would help if I put thread on there. Yeah, last night I started to watch Pontoon Jody last night, and then it got to where she came on. She always comes on right when I need to go to bed, right when I'm falling asleep. But I got to pour a bunch of jigs today, or actually I'm going to do more powder coating than anything. But I'm going to powder coat jigs today, and when I'm out there doing that, I'm going to watch her. Last night, I'll probably skim through it a little bit if they're not catching much, but I don't even know how she did. Fishing Frustrations, how you doing? Coastal, hi. Like I said, if I miss anybody, sorry, but we're working here. But my website is up. It is running. It is not being managed by me at the moment because I got to figure it out. And I am truly grateful for the help I got getting it set up. We're getting there. Finally getting there. See, ain't that one pretty? But all these are going to be in with these kits, and then there's going to be some like blue head, white body with a little blue. I might tie up a few. I might break it. I'll break it up a little bit. I know it gets tedious. You guys just sitting there watching the same thing over and over. But yeah, you turned on Jody and fell asleep. Yeah. That's what I do is I just sit there like that late at night. I get up like 5:36 in the morning. So when 9:30, 10 o'clock rolls around, I'm falling asleep in my chair. I'm ready to go. I'm like, I'm ready to be, I'm done, dear. I'm going to bed. She'd be like, bye. But the one thing that keeps the peace in my house is I don't get the remote control. I I don't want it. I want her to have it so I don't have to listen to no arguments. That's how you keep the peace. You buy her a 65-inch 4K TV and you say, here's the remote, dear. Oh, she skunked out, but James didn't. So Jody skunked out. Well, they call it fishing and not catching. That's fine. I'll still skim through there, and I watch some of it anyways. Usually when I watch something like that, I'll watch like an hour of it or so as I'm skimming through. Yesterday morning, I was out there in the shop, and I had Pond Hopper TV on there and was watching Rex and Jared and Mike catching fish, catching up on some of their older stuff. Then Any Finn had a couple videos come out in the last couple days, got caught up on him. Yeah, when you're fishing frustration, just said he catches this when he can. When you're doing the overseas thing, when you're watching people overseas, whether we're watching them or they're watching us, time difference is so much. They're like on in like there's been times middle of the day when somebody's like, well, it's 11:30 at night or 1 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, but me and Gregory went out this week and we went to Pratt and to Centennial Pond and trout fished. I caught a couple trout off of an egg pattern, and I like a fly on a size 12 hook, little bitty egg hook, and then or a nymph hook or a scud hook, if y'all know what that is. And then I have these egg yarns, and they're called egg yarns. They're specifically for tying fake eggs. So I have this tote. I kind of show you because they're here because I used my last one. So when I do a bicolor or a tricolor, what I like to do is I'll braid them real tight. So this is 3 different egg yarns braided real tight. Then you take this little part right here and you can see it's got, come on, focus camera. It's got 3 little different colors. It's got a fire orange or a salmon orange, and then a fire red, and then a like a creamy orange. So it's kind of a little bit more difficult to see there, guys, but you can see the color differences more in the braid. But what you do is you get a little egg hook and you cinch it on there, and then you tie the piece on there, you cinch it down, and then you snip the other side off and it goes poof like a little ball. And then you can make salmon eggs. And so I'm gonna make me up some more of those for our next trip. But what you do is you just put them on 2 to 4 foot of leader with the little thingamabob, or what I use is I get walleye floats for the inline walleye rigs for like running a worm with a double hook, and I'll use those on my fly rod. So you can get them like football shaped, or you can get them in pill shape or whatever. And they're way cheaper than fly floats. So, but that's what I use, and they work really well. And I went and took that new Redington fly rod I got. I took that thing out. Man, I tell you what, I was able to cast 50 feet, no problem, from my wheelchair. And if you know anything about fly fishing, even to get a 50-foot cast is fairly good if you're an able-bodied person. But when you're sitting down, that's pretty good. And with the wind behind me, I was roll casting 70 feet. But I got too many trees. I couldn't back cast with my fly rod without getting in the trees behind me if I let out more than 40 feet of line. And then you could really and go like that and shoot it out. So, but that fly rod is awesome. And Aaron, buddy Aaron that lives in the next town over, he's the one that gave me that. So, I mean, that was a great blessing. I man, that 4-weight fly rod is so nice. I love Reddingtons. They're so stiff. Everybody complains, oh, they're too stiff. But when you're sitting in a wheelchair, that stiff rod on fly fishing, that is what you need. So, hey Don R, how you doing, bud? Ernie Brown. See, like this, okay, so see how stiff that is here on the bottom end of that. For this long of a fly, that would be too stiff and too bumpy. So what we'll do is we'll save that, or along with the jig. I was talking about flies, now I'm stuck. But now what we'll do is we'll just save this feather for another smaller one, and we'll just use the end of the tail. But for these big ones, you want this nice fluffy stuff. But then we also went, and like last Wednesday, we went and met up with Rex and Jared from Pond Hopper. We at the Ziner's Angling Supply, where I get most of my stuff. That was fun. we was probably in there at 45 minutes to an hour, just gawking and talking and doing our thing. I don't even know how long we was in there, but it was fun. And I'm going to do some future collabs with them for sure, since they only live half an hour away. We might as well get together. And then the other day we went out to the lease, me and Gregory, and we fished for 3 hours. Nothing. I was like, then guess what? 10 minutes before we was going to leave, I caught me a 12-inch crappie, which that's not giant for this place. It's just a decent crappie. Caught me a 12-inch crappie, but what was nice about it is the thing weighed 128, so just say 1.3. That's a fat crappie too. It's as big as a 2x6. And I'm gonna catch me. My goal is this year is I want to catch me. Let's see. I want to say like 10, or I at least want to catch me one over 18, and I want to catch 10 over 15, and I'll be happy. NJ, how you doing, bud? Welcome in, welcome in. Well, NJ, you email me double hook angling all together at Gmail, and we'll talk about it. Hope your dad's doing. Yeah, I was trying to see if I missed anything there. He posted again at the bottom, but NJ and everybody else that's got people that they love that's been having some health issues and all that stuff. Keep everybody in your prayers, guys. If you pray that God will do His will, whether what it is. So, give the family strength, give the person strength, but His will is His will. Sometimes it's hard to accept. See, like these things are way too short, so we'll save those guys for later. This batch has kind of got a lot of shorties in it, which is fine with me. I'll just put them in on a short jig. Y'all know them little 164 size 10s. You can put some small stuff on there. Hey Lyle, good morning. I see you woke up early enough to see me. Yeah, last night on when you guys was doing your show, Lyle, on Panfish Nation, you was talking about breaking off, once in a while. I broke off on the first jig this morning. And I'm even using 140, so I mean it's not too terrible hard to break 140, but I broke it. I guess it is Friday, like what was said earlier, it is Friday the 13th. What do you expect, right? So what I got 4 of those. 2 more of these guys, because I'm only gonna put 2 in each box. But hey, Lyle, why you guys, if some of you guys came in a little later and didn't see this, this is what I'm going to offer my jigs in. So like this, and then this is the set that I've started. So, and there'll be another row across here, and then there'll be more jigs over here, and it'll all be filled out, all 4 rows. There'll be 4 rows of jigs, and I am working on all 3. I'm working on 3 boxes at one time, and they're all 3 going to be identical. And then I'm going to have that for sale on my .com shortly. But trying to figure out a good set of jigs that I can offer, a variety, but have one box that is like a sample pack. And that's what I'm going to call this, is like the sample pack, to where you get this box, these jigs, but it will be repeatable. So, I mean, I can sell the same everything in there, but then the next box going to be like it'll be pretty much the same thing, but you can pick your jigs, like I'll have all 1/8 in one box, and then I'll have a box full of 16ths, and half 16ths, and then half 32nds, and then I'll have the little bitty boxes that I've had where Anyfin got one, and trying to think of who else. I'm having mine difficulties. But anyways, I sent out some of my smaller waterproof boxes that are full of my 64s. So, and then that'll be an offering. So I'll have basically 4 offerings on the website, to where you guys can still go in and pick a head, a body, a tail, and a hook size, and a jig head size. So 5 things. Email me that, and then we can work stuff out. And from time to time, we're just going to throw boxes up there that just mix a bunch of junk. No, it won't be junk, but it'll be a mix of a lot of different colors and what have you from time to time, where I just throw stuff together. I don't know. This is the problem with trying to do like a sale site where you're offering jigs up. What do you offer? What colors do you offer? What sizes do you offer? I mean, it is customized boxes is what I would like to do, where somebody can come in, somebody just said customize. I just seen it. I know I did. Okay, Coastal Water says customized boxes. Yeah, so if somebody wants to order, 100 jigs, I'll fill a box with 100 jigs, and they're just going to have to tell me what they want. If they want a specific custom, do whatever set. So either that, or I'm just going to make up sets, and when I get a box full, I'm just going to post it online. I mean, that's probably what I will end up doing. There it is. So Don said he'll be right back. Damn River Boys, how you doing? But we also went to my pond, and we did a little fishing there at the pond, and I caught me a couple crappie. I get so excited when I catch that first crappie, and you know me, so on some of my stuff, crappie time. I get happy and get that little wiggle going. Nothing makes me happier than freaking crappie, and I don't know why. I mean, I could catch a big catfish, but I still, when I go out and I catch a crappie on my own jig, it just feels way better than going to catch catfish. I mean, it's still fun catching catfish. Don't get me wrong. All species of fish are fun, but catching crappie is like my number one thing I love to do. I moved my jigs on myself, showing you guys them boxes. It's like, wait a minute, what happened to my jigs? No, I actually do charge more for the custom boxes. You know, when somebody, basically all my jigs up to 8th are $1.50 a piece. When they get over 8th, they go up just because it takes more material, more chenille, more lead, more, you know, bigger hooks, so they cost more. All that. But most of my jigs are $1.50 a piece. Now, when it comes to the custom boxes, if you order, you know, 100 jigs and if they're all custom, it's going to cost you the 150 for the jigs, but because of getting 100, you're actually getting you're getting the custom jigs for the same price as if you ordered, you know, individually. But the boxes that I'm going to offer, they're not going to have 100 jigs in them, because, you know, most people aren't going to want to pay $150 for a box. But with that $150, you're going to get the box included into that. So that's these are $10 or $8 and something boxes by the time shipping and everything. They're $10 boxes that I'm paying. So with that, in yes, I do make them with duck feathers. I just seen that. I got what did I do with them duck feathers? I just had. Yeah, see, I was making some up with these olive brown or olive tan. And I mostly use wood duck is what I mostly use. I just like the barred serration of the wood duck. But with the custom boxes, you're basically, if you order $150 box, is what, you know, the custom big boxes will be. And I mean, they're big boxes. They're bigger than these ones. So if you order 100 with that, you're going to get the box, and then you're going to get free shipping. So, but with these smaller boxes, you're going to pay $7 shipping along, you know, on top of, you know, getting these smaller boxes. And these smaller boxes, depending on how I still don't have a set price on these yet, so just bear with me. I'm trying to make it to where if you buy a box, you get a deal. If you buy them individually, you're just going to pay $1.50 a piece for them. If you buy like 12, you know, or 10, say you buy 10, just make the math easy. You buy 10, you're going to pay $15. Then you're going to pay $7 for shipping. So, you know, it's beneficial to buy more jigs. Plus, it also, you know, makes it easier to where I can make quantity instead of, like, you know, I've had people go, I want 2 of this color, 2 of this color, 2 of this color, 2 of this color, 2 of this color. And it just, you know, it didn't work. You know, then when you get like that, I have to switch out threads so much. I have to do this. I have to do, it gets costly, you know, and not in money wise, but in time wise. Hey, David Smith, how you doing? Yeah, I guess you've been in here for a minute, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm yakking. So this week, what the plans are, the next 2 days, I'm going to be sitting right here probably for the most part doing this, because I got to get I want to get 6 of these boxes done. So if I get 6 of these boxes done, you know, you're 400 jigs into it. So that'll take me a couple days. I'm already I don't even know how many's in there. So the 2 dozen. I'm only 60 jigs in it, and I just was working on it yesterday evening. I did have a bunch of others tied. I had 2 boxes tied up, and then somebody hit me up and was like, "Hey, I need some jigs," so I got rid of those. And then, they wanted what I had tied in the box, but they didn't want the box, so I had to take the boxes apart and do it that way. So. But I want to make it to where, like I said, on the website, I want to be able to offer 4 or 5 different boxes that people can pick from. And I am going to, I've been thinking about this also. Rex from Pond Hopper, they sell jigs on their website, and you can go check him out. But on there, they offer a kid or like a starter pack or something. And I want to do the same thing, just a dozen jigs or so, some bobbers, stuff like that. It is a good idea. Maybe put a couple of split shots in there, a couple regular, like little hooks that are colored on there, something kid wise. I just haven't figured that out yet neither. And I really want to. Before I forget, we're halfway into this. If you guys want to share out your stuff, your channel, whatever have you, if you're a mod, go ahead, share it out. That's, we're here to share. So share our knowledge, share our channel, share out, just what's going on in our lives, everything else. So what do I got there? I got my 6. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to switch different color just to make it to where it's not so tedious on you guys. This week, what we have planned, like I said, tie for a couple days. Then when the weather's nicer, we're going to go back over and we're going to try for some more crappie, because that crappie was nice crappie. And I haven't had no crappie to eat for a minute. And that's kind of, I want some crappie. Oh, I don't want to do. Yeah, I need to do some more 8s. See, I still haven't figured out exactly what I want to put in these boxes. And that's the hardest thing, is trying to figure out what to offer without overdoing yourself, but offering people enough. Does that make sense? Okay. And in this box, I'm offering a lot of these jigs are just going to be 2. And like I said, that's because this is a sample pack. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to change it up for you guys a little bit. And what I was talking about earlier is I want to do the jig. So as you can see, we're going to do blue. And then I want to make this a, this is going to be kind of like a monkey milk one. So I'm going to have to order some more of this, though, because this is what I got left. So I should be able to tie 6 jigs with this. So see if you guys can see that or not. But it's white and blue. So white, blue flake in it. That'll look good with that dark head. And then we're going to do it'll be like a sister jig to this. So this is orange with orange, and red middle and white tail. We're going to do another white tail. But these here are 8s. So they're bigger jig, or bigger head anyways. And we'll put them up in the top row. And actually we might do 3 a piece in each box, because these are actually a nice color. That, kind of that monkey milk with white. And we could even do a monkey milk tail or a blue tail, so make it monkey milk. But Yeah, there you go. Share out people's stuff. All right, now back to what I was doing. Okay, see, that is an ugly feather. There ain't much you can do to make that nice, so that's just going in the trash. Well, this marabou is starting to get like, it's funny, you get some marabou that's really good all the way through, and then you get to the other end of it, and it's like, what the heck happened here? And I hate that. I do save that stuff for me. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna whip that much or not. I cut my stuff like links like this so it's manageable. The problem is if you get too long running your hands on it, it will actually pull out fibers and then make like blotchy spots. Okay, you like that a lot? Well, I love these colors. These work really well. I don't usually use eighth jigs except for where I really, really have to cast or like I'm running really deep. 90% of the time, my jigs are all like 32nd or smaller, even during the summer. But what's hilarious is I've tied the jig. The jig that I caught that crappie on yesterday is a jig that I tie often, and it's a pink head. I don't know if I got one sitting in here or not. I think I took them, put them all in my bag. But it's a pink head um, with a well, heck, I'll just show you because I posted it. Well, stupid picture won't blow up big enough. Okay. This is the jig. It's like got a gray feather in the tail, but then it's got a pink rubber skirt over it, and it's got that cotton candy. So I was doing jig and jig and jig and jig picture. If you would have looked on my phone, it's like going down. But that was a 3-inch jig. And what's funny is it's the middle of winter. You wouldn't think a 3-inch jig would catch a fish like that. I did. I had that big jig down on the bottom, and then up a foot I had a 32nd and was running that, and it bit the big jig. So I mean, it dunked that bobber. It was just like all of a sudden the bobber's there, and the next thing is bobber's gone. So I just started reeling. There was that crappie on there. So, but see, don't that color look really good? So that'll be another offering in the box. All right, guys. I can't handle it. I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real quick.
Please join One Important Project with your gift of just $19 a month and push One Important Project. Please call or go online right now.
Okay, sorry guys. Whoo! I was drowning, so I'm sure you know what I mean. 5 cups of coffee already. I just couldn't do it. Hey, Froggy. Natural state fishing. I'm going to run as well. Great day, awesome work, double hook. Thank you. Thank you, Natural State. Appreciate it, bud. No, yeah, guys. Sometimes you just, whew, I didn't want to be sitting in a wet cushion. But yeah, this, but we got it. I did make a couple clips and or made some, somewhat of a took some foot. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. I did take some footage out of the pond, so I'm thinking on editing that up. I mean, we're just catching bluegill, and then I caught them couple crappies. So I'll probably edit that up and get that out in the next day or two also, because I'm not going to just sit here and tie jigs the whole time. My shoulders couldn't handle it, my back couldn't handle it, my wrist couldn't handle it. So that's why I'm kind of doing this stuff in stages when I'm doing my boxes. So, but we I was going to read chat and then the stupid box popped up. Yeah, I tried. Oh, Froggy. Appreciate you coming in, Froggy. Appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in. I really do. This is fun, and I'm going to get back to inviting guests back on. But before I do that, I want to get more familiar with StreamYard and some of the other stuff that I got going on, and it's just trying to do, you know, uh, have guests. I want to actually have scheduled guests. That's what I'd like to do instead of pop up guests. Pop ups are fine. It works out okay sometimes, but sometimes I have, I mean, if y'all are regular here, So I don't like I mean, I cuss in real life, I do, but on here there's so many young people that I just don't want to do it. So sounds like the cops are busy this morning. The scanner's going nuts. There was an accident already this morning, and there's people stealing, and my son is in town working today, so we have the scanner running. Naomi always has a scanner running when my son, he's an EMT firefighter, but for the city of Kingman, he just works as an EMT. And he's something else. Everybody, everybody loves their kid for certain reasons, but man, mine sure has given me a lot to be proud of in his lifetime. Some things not to be neither, but that's every kid out there is gonna, every boy out there is gonna play and go do some 4-wheel drive stuff, get in a little trouble. I mean, he did roll a truck, goofing off, doing turning around too quick. 180 is what he told me, but he was probably doing donuts. Who hasn't done donuts in their pickup truck when they was a teenager? If you didn't, we probably wouldn't have hung out. I was into hot rods, fast, get there as quick as you can from one stoplight to the next kind of thing. And we did street race back in the day, but once once the cars got a little faster, we got a little wiser, and I stopped street racing, early 90s. But when we street raced, it was a little different. It was like on Main Street in Hutch, double lane road, 2 lanes each way. You get a stoplight and you just race to the next stoplight or whatever, or the next street. It was more like 16th of a mile at a time, not even an eighth. It probably was about an eighth, but I snapped off again. I'm not paying attention. And I can grab it right here. But when I was a kid, I had a 69 AMC Rambler, and it wasn't nothing fancy, but it was a fun car. It wasn't very fast off, in the quarter mile, but man, that thing, you could take a corner and zoom around like it was nothing. It was so much fun. Yeah, Fishing Fever, I'll let you guys know. I mean, anybody wants to come up here, we can schedule something out. I want to start having invited guests. It would be so much more fun because then we could talk about, like what we're going to do, or we can have, be tying. And that's the thing is I want to do guests that are going to be tying jigs or talking about like-minded issues as far as it relates to jigs and crappie fishing and stuff like that. But my favorite car that I ever built, and all my hot rods I built myself. They were that was the purpose of a hot rod, to do what you could with what little is possible to make that car go as quick as you could. My favorite car, I actually have two, but the one that I built was a 1980 AMC Spirit. And matter of fact, baby, Naomi,
What?
could you go in the to the gun cabinet and grab that photo so I could show them my Spirit? It's a AMC hatchback. It was built by American Motors, which was basically Rambler. I'm a Rambler nut. I got a 64 in the garage that I'm redoing now. And but my 1980 AMC Spirit, I had a V8 in it. It was a second gen AMC V8, which is like what they offered in the Jeep Cherokees and Javelins and all that kind of stuff, the big Ambassadors and Classics, as you know. But here is my 1980 AMC Spirit, and you see my little hood, my cowl hood scoop type thing. The tires are deceiving on the back because those were still somewhat skinny tires. When we went out in hot rod, we put 9-inch tires on it. We had some 265 285 50s is what they was. 285 50s. It was like 15-inch tires. That was what we went and raced on, and took it to Great Bend a couple times, which is was a 8th quarter mile strip. The best I ever ran on the strip was like a 12 something or rather, but for a car like that, that's pretty good. The funnest car that I ever drove, I didn't build. It was built by a dealership, and that's my dad's old car, and that's a 63 Nova, and it was never titled until the 90s or early 90s. It was never titled until then. And so in other words, it was a dealer, race deal where, they went and raced on the weekend type thing. But Dad got lucky enough to get that car, and it's still sitting at my mom and dad's house now, but it's rotten to nothing, just about. It's a shame because that was a gorgeous car and actually probably worth money. And it has a 327 in it, but it's been, bored and done all kinds of things to it. It's got Wade heads intake. It's got a 950 carburetor on it. I mean, it's got so much. That car ran high 10s, low 11s, and that car was awesome. So, but it after running it a few times, the wiring caught on fire, and that was it. James says, "You ain't racing on dirt. You ain't racing." Well, their little story about that is everybody knows the tale of the Hudson Hornet. Well, the Hudson Hornet is what became the Rambler Classic and Ambassador for AMC Rambler. And I have a 64 Classic, and it has a 287 V8 in it per se. It's actually a 327 that's been painted blue. So it's they're only like 240 horse, 220 horse or whatever, 300 some foot-pounds. They're like 325 foot-pound of torque or whatever, 310. But That the generation of engine that's in my Rambler is the first gen, which they used up to 66 or something like that, a 65. And that was the engine that was in the Hudson Hornet. But in the Hudson Hornet, it was a 3.5-inch bore. So it was a 250 V8. In what's supposed to be in my car is a 3.75-inch bore. And then what's actually in there is a 4-inch bore. So, and which is a 327. And it's not a Chevy 327. It's a AMC. The engine is like 27 inches wide and 30 inches deep. It's a big engine. So it weighs like 800 pounds. But it's cast steel. It's not cast iron. So they last forever and you can put some power to them. I've seen some of them where they put turbos and stuff like that on them and getting 800 horse out of the stock bottom end from a 1960s engine, which is nuts. Now, that's not to say it didn't last long, but that's, I mean, they got that power, which is crazy. So, what are we running time wise? We're still good on time. But now, my wife has put up with some of my hot rods over the years, and like the one I got now, that 64 Rambler, there ain't no mufflers on there. It comes straight out of the exhaust manifolds right into. Originally had like 1.5, 1.75 inch pipe on each side, which is like really restrictive. But when you're not making that much power, it's not that big a deal. I'll put 2-inch exhaust front, right exiting right out in front of the tire, and no mufflers. And we'll see if I can get away with it. We don't have no inspections or anything like that in Kansas. Plus, they don't consider this a car; they consider it a piece of property in Kansas. So you don't go to the tag office; you go to the property taxes office. Yeah, I need to get that one out of the garage. I need to finish it. All I got to do is paint the dang thing and then do the interior. And when I do the interior, I'm going to do the interior as a. I'm just going to recover this. I'm just going to basically make seat covers. The foam and stuff's still good on my seats, but that's it. As you can tell, I'm passionate about hot rods too. I didn't mean to get off the subject, guys, on the just hot rods, but most everybody in here is into hot rods too. You know what? I messed up. I'm sitting here talking and grabbed the wrong jig. So I'm gonna I might as well just finish that and tie that one up. I wasn't paying attention. I'm just sitting here BSing. I got excited about hot rods. Yeah, and I had a hot rod truck too. My favorite truck was a 1980 Chevy 3/4 ton, and I had a friend locally build the motor. It wasn't nothing super fancy, like 275, 300 horse, 400, 350, 400 foot-pound of torque. That thing was fun. I mean, you couldn't go more than 85 mile an hour top end with that granny tranny, but I tell you what, that thing would haul a brick house. Matter of fact, it hauled the trailer house out of the way. When we lived out at the farm, we had this trailer house on the property, and we pulled it out of the way and tore it down to make room for a new one. And when we did that, that truck moved it. It took granny gear and about 3,000 RPM just to get it to start to budge. But that granny tranny in those old Chevys, I mean, you put that thing in low and you would literally go 3 miles an hour at 5,000 RPM. But it was that one of them camper specials. So it had that, lower geared trans and rear end and all that. It was a fun truck. But I'll put 3-inch dual exhaust on that thing. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I had a 78 Mercury Cougar that had a 351 in it, and we messed with that one a little bit too, and we upped the power on it a little bit. I just when I get something, I can't leave it alone. It's just like my Colorado. My Colorado. I got 3-inch exhaust on it, and it's just a V6, but it's the 308 horsepower V6, and I can't hear it starting when I would auto start it. I couldn't hear it starting in the house. And one day, Gregory, just being a smart aleck, he was like, "Dad, what did I do with my bobbin?" Oh, sitting here talking again. He's like, "Dad, why didn't you put loud exhaust on there?" And I was like, Naomi said no. And then I was like, "Oh, I got to." But then when I put it on there, she's like, "That's loud." And I said, "Oh, then it's just the right sound." Now when I start the truck, you can hear it in the house, no problem, no matter where you're at. Even if you're in the garage, you can hear that thing fire up. I'll place that too. See, and this is another thing is when you get to talking and don't pay attention and you place your feather too far back, I'll just untie it. I'll cut off a 1/4 inch, put it back, and then wrap it back up. There you go. But yeah, hot rods are fun. Muscle trucks, hot rods, whatever you're going to call them. They're all fun. Motorcycles, I really miss riding. Of course, I never had a license. I was kind of an outlaw. I didn't ride on the street very much. Mostly what I did was went and ride uh, on people's farms and stuff on quads and dirt bikes and things. Now my son, he's gone nuts. He went and bought a street legal dirt bike. I don't even know what he's got now. He did have a KLR 650, and now he's got some Suzuki. So, but him and his new wife, they go and, or I shouldn't say new wife, him and his young wife, they're 21 and 23, so they're young. They go and ride motorcycles and talking out like ride motorcycles. They go out to Moab and go climb the freaking mountains. And, just like when he went and got married, he's like, "Oh, hey, the mountains aren't that bad, Dad. Come on out. You have a great time." Oh, we had a blast. Then he's like, "Hey, Dad, by the way, we're going to climb up over Black Bear Pass." And that was a whole story. I want to make a video on that, but I start watching them videos and I get like, and I get anxiety, I get hypertension. I'll start going, again. So I know I'm a chicken when it comes to mountains, man. But when you got a 600 to 800-foot cliff hanging off the, right there 3 inches from your tire, you're like, and it's not like I'm jumping out the truck. Hold on a minute, don't roll over yet. Let me get my wheelchair out. No, I love my son, and that'll be a day I never forget. His wedding on freaking mountain at Black Bear Pass and Ophir Pass coming back. Yeah, I'm done, dude. I will never go climb another mountain again. He's like, if he ever goes, "Dad, it won't be so bad," I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna tell him he's number one with both middles. I don't think so. But now they're moving to Grand Junction this next year. Or I should say this year they're moving to Grand Junction once she gets done with her college and everything. And they're going to go, and he's like, "Oh, well, you can come out and fish the mesa out there by Grand Junction." He's like, "Those hills aren't that bad, Dad. You'll make it." I'm like, "I've heard this story before, boy." He's like, "It'll be okay, Dad." And I'm like, "No, it won't. You're going to make me have a stroke up there." Yeah, Ernie said he broke his arm on a 4-wheeler, but fell 20 feet and landed on his face and hands. Yeah, I've had a couple of bad spills, but it's usually like laying the bike over sideways as you're like going around a corner, too fast on the dirt and stuff, or like that. But I rather when we were riding on the dirt, I'd rather be on four wheels. The quads were more fun, but that's because you could climb more and stuff like that, and a little bit more secure. We grew up in an era where we had Honda 3-wheelers out at the farm like you wouldn't believe. I think there was like 6 of them at this guy's house that we worked for, and when I was in high school, that's what we did chores on. And you'd learn that when you go around a corner, you got to like to go around the corner, like you're almost sideways on the bike. But those 3-wheelers were fun, and now they're all like banned or whatever, dangerous. That's the problem with today. Everything's banned because it was dangerous. That was population control. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, if it was. I had plenty. In my 20s and 30s, it was a hold my beer. I got this. Of course, there's another thing is I haven't drank for I don't even know. I quit drinking this summer, but I don't remember when I quit drinking. It was after my birthday, I think. Matter of fact, I know it was after my birthday because it was when Mikey was helping with the doing some chores around here back then. Well, let's see. Let's find something else. I got the 6 of those tied up. I'm gonna get some of these disco. Whoops. I'm gonna do 2 more of each in each box. I'm gonna do these discos. Disco gold. We'll do those, and I think we'll do black body and yellow tail is a good one. But the Gregory wants to go back to the lease this week, and he also wants to go back to the trout pond this week. Why did that camera unfocus? My elbow got in the way or something, didn't it? Come on, pay attention. What happened to my camera? Refocus. My camera, there it goes. Finally, it wouldn't refocus. I wonder. I did something. I reached in its way and it didn't like it. Changed the light aspect or something. But I got a few things I want to do this week. And first off, I want to go fishing. Now that I caught that crappie, I'm like, I need to go fishing. We're going to go to this is a scalloped feather. Or schlappen. These feathers are like, I don't know how to describe them. They're not like soft, but they're not hard neither. But you see how it separates like that? It's not like a smooth, it's more of a rougher, like a hair. And some people wouldn't like these, but man, I like this color. And I like the way it acts in the water. And I've tied plenty of these back in the day. And I got this pretty black that has gold in it. So, or it's like a coppery gold. It goes pretty good with it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, none of us are indestructible. We're all kind of, I mean, sometimes we think we are. I mean, we're not kids anymore, that's for sure. I really, somebody wanted me to go ride quads with them here a while back, and I was like, dude, I break too easy these days. I mean, I do have bone problems. And I was like, I can't bring myself to go try to. They're like, Dave, we'll get you on a motorcycle, man. We'll hold you up Name the jig the crappie schlappy. Yeah, these ones are kind of, you know, you get some jigs that just lay like really back like this, you know, and they don't, I mean, to our eye, they don't seem, you know, some people might go, oh, that's an ugly, the way that feather lays and whatever, da 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 da. But, dude, them fish don't care. I keep trying to tell people, everybody's like, what color works best for the fish? And I said, whatever moves well. I mean, you got light and you got dark. And that's like, I mean, I still think that that's the premise of what the almost said catfish. That's the premise of what I think. Maybe that's not the right word to use. Well, anyways, that's what I think about the crappie is they're stupid. They want something that just the way it moves. They don't care, you know, color and all that. For the most part, it's more about size, the way it jiggles, the way it moves. Hey, Rusty, how you doing? Where do I get my supplies? Well, I get my supplies from Ziner's Angling Supplies. You can go back and I just made a video on it. That was my last video, I believe. Yeah, it was my last video. I posted it yesterday. And that's where I go is Ziner's Angling Supplies. And it's in Wichita, Kansas on Washington Street. But you can also order from them at www.ziners.com. And that's Ziners is Zeiners. They're a great group of guys. Jim and is, you know, his last name Ziners, so he's, you know, definitely, you know, he's like one of the owners, or the owner or whatever. And then you got Dave that works front counter, and Joel that works the back, and he does the molds and what have you. But here's how this one turned out. Silly camera. There you go. I'm gonna get better cameras, guys. A better camera eventually, so maybe it'll do a little bit better focusing. But also I got the microphone and all that. I want to get a better mic. I want to get an actual standalone mic, but you know, try to do a little bit at a time. Right now it's money issues with Naomi not working and everything. It's just been, you know, it's been what it's been. But yeah, the video I made yesterday was like I went over to Ziners last Wednesday and was buying some supplies, and then I met Rex there from Pond Hopper TV and Jared, and we just was visiting and have a good time. Now, like, I've finished all the ends off of this one, and I'll save all of this because you can still make jigs out of that. Don't just throw that stuff away. You just make other types of jigs, or you can make flies, or I'm getting those feathers flying everywhere. Yeah, and here's the other thing is I do this in my living room. I'm basically sitting at the kitchen table right now, tying these jigs. So there's like feathers that just kind of fly everywhere sometimes. Yeah, there's times where the dog will come walking up and have a feather stuck to her nose. I mean, one of the 3 dogs, because we do have 3 dogs. We have a Doberman and 2 Dachshunds. So we got a almost 70-pound dog now. She's getting huge. And then we have the 2 10-pound Dachshunds. I think one's actually like 11.5 pounds. She's kind of fluffy for a miniature Dachshund. All right. I know I'm not getting very much done, guys, talking and trying to keep up with chat and everything, but we never do. Yeah, it does take time. Now, I have had a lot of time over the last, 10 years to build up supplies. And like, these are just my open bags of, feathers. Like this is the hackle and this is the marabou. And then like here's a box of chenilles. There's some more feathers underneath there. And then, but I'm assuming if I probably added all this stuff up, there's probably quite a bit here. Because you think about it, I got 40 bags of feathers in the one box, and it's $6 a thing of feathers. It adds up very fast. I mean, it does. The chenilles, most of the chenilles, you get a bag of chenille like this. It's like $2.50 to $5, depending on who you get them from. So it does add up quick. But there's another one. And like these jigs, some people say that they look rough, but when you get them wet, that feather is gonna like move and do its thing. And sometimes, like the marabou, the tail wants to sit there and wave like this, but that hackle, it just makes the jig do more of a deal like that. But also, if you jig it, like can you jig it? Like my shirts say, if you jig it with a marabou, it'll just go straight up and down instead of like this. But if you jig a hackle feather, it wants to like these. They're stiff enough that it'll want to move a little bit, and especially when you do the hard hackle, this kind of stuff. Those really, I've been jigged them and watched them in the water, and they will like dart and swing. So a little bit different actions. So, but we kind of coming to the end here. Yeah, designers got it. Thanks. Yeah, Rusty, check them out. They have do it molds, they have plastic molds, lead molds, they have all kinds of molds. They have hackle feathers. I mean, go watch that video that I just did and you can check it out. But here we are at the end of our show. I'm going to tie up these couple more that I got sitting here, and then I'm going to spend a little time with them. Oh, Gregory got here. Throw that here. Gregory went to the thrift store and look what he got. Look what he got. But see, who wants it? You want the new baby? You want the new baby? Here, you want it? You want it? Which one you want? You want them both? Every week, Gregory will go buy a couple stuffed toys because they're like a quarter, 50 cents or whatever. And that Doberman, she'll go and it'll be 2 hours and that thing will be completely destuffed. So, hey guys, I appreciate you watching. I love each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. I still can't get over the fact that y'all want to just sit here and watch me tie jigs, but it is greatly appreciated. And we talked about hot rods and everything today. It's just life, man. You guys get out, enjoy it. For those that are new in here and don't know, I'm in a wheelchair. So, if you set, you're going to get stale, you're going to get old, you're going to rot away. So get out, even if it's just sitting on your front porch and watch cars go by. Get outside, do something, go fishing, tie some jigs, play with the kids, play with the dogs. Just enjoy life, guys. Hey, I appreciate it all. Remember, like and subscribe. If you didn't, hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. And, go tie something, guys. We're out of here. Peace.